Hi folks, on this beautiful autumnal day, first day of autumn, the rain is a-pouring. My polycarbonate roof is extremely loud, but I thought I'd just very quickly share with you my brand new acquisition, which I mentioned the other day, which is this gaming mat, which I bought from Mat EU. I'd seen a few reviews of it on the internet, most notably I think Striking Scorpion reviewed it, and I've seen another one somewhere else which sort of the name escapes me now. But essentially those reviews, as good as they were for the mat was provided for them free of charge, so that reviewing a product basically. And I thought, seeing I'm going to buy one, I might sort of do an unbiased review of it as well. That way, you know, once you've spent your money, it tends to make you think about what it is you actually got. Well, the good news is, as you can see, I think it was worth every single penny of the about £60 by the time it had been delivered expense. This is my other table, the table that I sort of showed very quickly the other day, but it was up against the wall. And essentially I've put a couple of things on top, the same old suspects because they're all to hand and it's raining. And just basically I thought I'd very quickly sort of run through why I think this thing is well worth the £60. Now at the end of the day, a battle mat is a luxury, so you don't need them. You could play it on a tablecloth if you really want to. But what I wanted to have is, as I've got sort of friends coming along again in a couple of weeks, and we're sort of kicking off sort of a new season of play, for want of a better description. A couple of them haven't played 40k, I thought I want something that looks fantastic. So I spent the money, I thought it'd be a treat seeing I've got this new room, make it look even better. And here it is. This is called Fallout Zone, and it's basically sort of simulating a post-nuclear landscape really. Well, I tend to think of it almost as like that sort of, if World War II was in space, it's the sort of explosive terrain, craters everywhere, remains of buildings, so on and so forth. But generally the detail, I mean the camera again, because it's quite bright, doesn't necessarily pick it out, but you can see the sort of the level of detail in some of the areas on the board are particularly good. I'm very pleased with it. The eyes is a better job than the camera, but as you can see, they've really put thought into how it looks and the sort of level of variation between some of the terrain areas. The craters look fantastic. I've got some Warhammer craters which I haven't actually painted up yet and which I'll be using, and you know there's this level of detail of like old posters on the floor and so on. But as you can see, when you have sort of the models out, it really does bring the thing to life, and I'm extremely pleased with it. From a practicality perspective, it's made out of a really solid sort of, I think it's about 2mm thick sort of mouse mat backing. So this is the more expensive version. You can get cheaper ones which are vinyl or whatever the alternative is to those two, which are, you know, okay, but this is rock solid. When it came in the packet, it just opened, there wasn't a kink in it. It came from Czechoslovakia, and it rolls straight out flat as you would like, and it fits this. If nothing else, it makes me feel like I can measure. My original 6x4 measurements were correct because it fits it perfectly. And overall, I think it's of really high quality, and I can't recommend them highly enough. I'll be getting another one, I think, for my other table. I'm going to look at a much more sort of a more fantasy theme when I'm looking at maybe sort of an open plain or woodland, because as much as I loved playing with sand and glue back in those days, they look nice and they're great, but you drop a dice on them, it hits a stone, hits a bit of stuff and flies off at an angle. Excellent, so I'm going to get another one of these, and knowing me, I'll probably end up with a whole bunch of them over the next couple of years, much to my wife's dismay. The other thing that's really of note, and people sort of advertise this one, some of the reviews that are there, is the sort of the cushions, and this is the dice rolling on there. I've got a pretty big bag of dice. There's a thunderstorm going outside, so there's quite a lot of noise, so ignore it. But generally, as you can see, things just bounce nicely on it. If you drop your models on this, yeah, it's going to do them no harm at all. So that's it. So very brief, very quick. I'd really recommend these guys. I have to say, the quality of this mat is good. It's really good. And I suppose the logical comparator is the, I think it's Frontline Gaming's Fat Mats, which by all accounts are as good. Maybe slightly more expensive in the EU due to delivery. I mean, they do stock them in the UK, but you don't seem to get much saving against the dollar, and obviously they still got to be delivered. So think very crudely, from what I measured or sort of recorded when I bought this one, there was a reasonable saving. It was somewhere around the £10 mark, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not 100% of that now. But this is fantastic. Can't recommend it highly enough. Can't wait to have some games on it. Yeah, unbiased. You haven't sent me this. I paid for it myself. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks very much. See you next time.